And that's why we started the business. We started the business for freedom. I always go back to this quote that I just love, and it's, if you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. I know that when we hit rock bottom on that first job, we could have just given up.
The day-to-day stuff, it could get you down, but you've got to think.
What was the thing that made you guys go, wow, there's maybe another level we can push?
That just really sparked the conversation of, okay, wow, there's a lot out there. We're writing a cookbook together at the moment.
I smoke a lot of meat.
I feel like we're just boring people, hanging with our chooks.
Mine's opened up so much in the last 12 months.
We were able to double because we're 50% each instead of 100% on Adrian.
Everyone thinks that builders are killing it, but
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. This is so nice to be here at your property today. I wanted to kind of dive in and hear a bit more of that Blue Diamond story and your story and where you guys have come from and how it's all happened.
I grew up in Warrnambool. I hated school, like most sort of teens back in the day, I suppose. And I think my granddad was a push to sort of get the trade. I was always keen for a trade. Used to always, every Christmas, would be staying at his house and out in the shed doing all woodwork sort of stuff. And I think that was where I got the ideas from. And then did me 4 years with a local builder. He pushed pretty hard, which was good. I think that's where I got my sort of work ethic from. And I finished my apprenticeship, bricklayer and a few others were like, nah, we've got to get out of Warrnambool. Lived in Ireland for about 12 months or so, sort of working and carpentry work over there on some fairly old historic houses, and moved down to Melbourne into Richmond for a little bit. And the guy I was living with, we're both sort of keen to travel again, so we travelled over to Canada. So that was sort of on high-rise buildings, get a bit of experience in that, and formwork and a few other things. And then we went up to Big White for the winter, which was pretty an eye-opener, working on the chalets and all the rest of it. So,
and working in those days, like what did you take away from the kind of building there?
Obviously a lot colder, and ski mountains, and snowboard down to work, and then work on I think it was a double-story chalet, and hands would be freezing up, so we'd be having nice and pills to try and thin the blood out, and all our air hoses would be frozen, and it's just crazy.
Maree, where did you come into the picture? Like, how did that all come about?
I met Adrian in Canada, and we were on the same mountain, and I did prosthetics and orthotics, so I was making orthotics for ski boots, and we met there, and Adrian, he was just, everyone knew him. Everyone just wanted to know him, and he's got that sort of personality, so I'm like, oh, okay. He had some really good dance moves, and I was like, oh, okay.
I lived across from the pub, which is good as well.
I got to know him there, and then we continued traveling Canada, and you worked in Vancouver, I remember, on that high-rise across from us. All different buildings, really, and all different types of construction. And then we went to London together, and again, that was a totally different experience probably for you, being over there and working in construction. And
just the old, crazy how old the buildings are and the history behind them, and just the different ways of construction actually happens compared to over here.
Wow. And so then obviously we've got that, you guys meeting up, moving to London, and then you had starting the business, that time period after that. But before that, like, you came back, did you do your own, like, you did your own project or something?
Adrian, you came back and subcontracted on the
I
best street.
subcontract for a pretty nice company. They were doing sort of fairly high-end sort of builds, which is good. Multi-million-dollar houses, and which was, the stuff that I sort of wanted to get into, which was great. I had a lot of experience in running those jobs, and I think that's when I put on Andy, my apprentice, and then it sort of escalated from there, I suppose. And that's what I wanted to get into at the time, and I was subcontracting to the builder, and
definitely learned a lot from them. They were great mentors, great company to work for, and they ended up. He retired, so we took on a lot of their equipment, and a lot of the way that they taught us a lot.
A few of their clients, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how did that kind of lead into you guys starting the business? And what was that thing that was like, we want to start this business, this is what we want to do?
I don't know, I just thought to take a risk and probably a bad thing to say, but if he can do it, then I can do it, and I thought I could do it, maybe a little bit better, or or just the same, just the same as the guys that we were working with. So I thought, well,
And then we did our own house, so that kind of,
yeah, we renovated
a pretty big
bought a
build
house,
and
worst house on the the nicest street, and it was terrible. All asbestos cladding on the outside, and
cigarette lighter in the toilet.
Yeah.
There was there was horse and cart like remnants.
It was ashtray actually drawn
an
like on
ashtray,
the
yeah.
screwed on the wall.
It's just
like
it was horrible.
lino floor through the kitchen, and the blue walls, and
But I mean, to see that and to see where it started to where it ended up was just amazing. And I think seeing that whole process, I was excited about it, and I couldn't wait to do our own
But
thing.
we weren't really. We sort of stumbled into that renovation. We were like, oh, well, might as well do some renovations, I suppose, and then got some plans drawn up, and then it was me and Maree then. So the kids weren't around, obviously. And I think it was one Christmas. We were like, okay, well, we've got the plans now. We might as well start demolition, and we. Every second year we go down to Warrnambool to see my family and hang out there. And one year we were in Warrnambool with Maree's family. On Christmas Day we went and saw them, and then Boxing Day we're like, okay, we'll get the sledgehammers out and start bashing down walls. And I just remembered, I think the house is 120 years old or something, and just pulling down the lard and plaster ceiling and dropping it, and just all the 100-year-old dust just flying everywhere. And that was Boxing Day, and we did that, and happy to do it for a couple of weeks, and then. Yeah, just got into it, I suppose.
Yeah, the fact that you guys just you get the plans, you can just get started.
Yeah, that's the part that I find exciting. It's you get these plans and you design it yourself, and wow, to see it come to life, it's just amazing.
And what were the biggest sort of learnings going through that, doing your own place, that you kind of then took to incorporate into the business?
For me, it was understanding what people go through. Because I wasn't in the industry really. I was actually I moved from prosthetics and orthotics into education, so I was a teacher at the time, and I had never seen what Adrian did firsthand. So to see all that and to see, you make all these decisions and to see them happen was just really cool to see.
Because we did it at the start. We're kind of like, okay, now we know what the actual clients are going through when we're actually doing the work. So
and just. You're knocking down memories, but hopefully you're building more.
Yeah,
but
100%.
It's just that, I guess it's that risk. When you demolish a house, it's that I can see how that would be a little bit hard for people to go through that process, because you have no walls, you have no floor, you have nothing.
Well, when we did the demolitions, we were, we'd get spray paint out, and I think it was a Happy New Year's or something, whatever year it was, and we'd get the spray paint. So I always get the clients a bit encouraged to sort of come in with a sledgehammer and knock down some walls or, do whatever. And
when you started Blue Diamond, what did you want to build? Was there did you know what you guys wanted to create?
I think I just wanted to do nice work, good renovations. I had the apprentice, so, we're working hard, but I thought, why not just get me a builder's ticket? Why not just try and do it myself? And then, I suppose.
I think it's hard to get your builder's ticket while you're working and you're trying to study. And
all after hours stuff. Yeah, we got that, landed that very first job that we quoted. I didn't know how to quote a job to save myself. Didn't know anything about quoting jobs. I just thought
I had no idea at that stage.
Because I didn't used to do any of the quoting for the previous subcontractor. I'll be just, I'll be on the tools, whatever, and running the gangs. And then we actually got an estimator, but did we go with him? I can't remember if we did.
We did.
Yeah, we did. And I think it was about 12-month double-story renovation on the back of an existing, and worked for the whole year. Didn't make any money, and it, ate into our savings, and
I'm all word.
And we were like, oh, okay.
And these clients got an awesome house, so
yeah.
I love that for them.
If I did that same job, I'd charge double at least, like these days, and still be a cheap build for them.
But I think the learning that came from that job, we wouldn't be where we are now if we didn't take all of that and everything that we learnt on that job to where we are now. I look back on that now and think, thank you, because although
because we got that big kick in
it,
the arse at the start, start of the sort of the Blue Diamond career, it was like, okay, that's good, because now we're at the very rock bottom. We
only can go up.
That's right.
Well, we were like, okay, we can't go back and doing subcontracting because I didn't want to do that. So we're just gonna keep going, just bite the bullet and push on.
And I think after that we took on a smaller job. We found our feet again, grounded us,
Yeah.
and we were able to really manage that and put what we'd learnt from the other job into it, and we made a profit on that job. And
then
from
we
then
got,
on, it grew.
Essendon job. We got estimators in for that, and
Oh.
we thought, oh bugger it, I'll try and price it myself, and it was
It priced
his
double.
price. Yeah, the estimator was a crazy amount of money. I think it was 200,000 or 300,000 less than what I quoted, and I think I was still, under what it probably should have been. Like, we're just scraping through to pay the trades and suppliers and all the rest of it. But,
Yeah.
and they thought, well, from that job, we're like, okay, I need to knuckle down and try and work out how to estimate, try and make profit. So it was.
And I
pay the
studied
bills.
and ended up studying contract admin and estimation just to learn more and to be able to bring something else to the business and understand it more. So just to gain that knowledge and to help Adrian out.
So Maree's come on board, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Obviously, then you started building. You had that job that you're like, amazing house for the clients, but you guys like, just got by with it. And then from there, then what happened then?
I guess we're just quoting jobs, and there's nothing unusual. We're just doing 10 quotes and hopefully win one, and that'll be the one that sort of kept us going. We sort of got a bit of a name, I suppose. But, the drafties and architects used to send us more jobs because the clients would be happy with the previous job. So that's how a lot of our work sort of started off.
I know that with COVID, down here, it was a little bit different during that time. And that was a good 12, 18 months for...
Yeah, we were sort of lucky that we had one big renovation that went for, I think it was 12, 14 months, I think. So it was almost at the start of COVID, everyone locked down, but we were in Melbourne, in Victoria, we were allowed to drive to work and then drive home, and that was it. So we're like, okay, it's good. A lot of people, weren't even allowed to go to work if they weren't in construction or whatever else. So after a few years, we sort of, got the momentum up, and then, did a bit more homework on how to run a business, and then...
And so what sparked that thing? Because we were talking about the personal growth, and what was the thing that made you guys go, wow, there's maybe another level we can push to, or we can start growing in? What was that? How did that all happen?
I think it was probably... We ended up moving house down here to just... It was the COVID move.
Yeah, a lot of people, every second person we speak to down here at the Footy Club or whatever, we're from Preston or Coburg or Brunswick, and then, just around where we used to live. And we'll go to the Mount Martha Footy Club, and I coach down there, and they, every second dad is from Melbourne. They've moved down here because of COVID. And
But I mean, I remember Adrian's car had been broken into 5 times, and on the 5th night we were there, someone was breaking into it, and he ran out on the street with a baseball bat and chased this guy down the street. And I'm like, get back inside, get back inside. What's going to happen? I was so worried. But that was like a definite moment that we went, right, we've got to move. So we moved down here, and then I think that move really just went, we had a lot more time at home. I decided to
I grew up in
some leave.
Warrnambool, so I wanted to sort of bring up my boys out of the city, and I got sick of jumping the fence trying to grab footballs and quick balls or whatever. So I thought move down here, and it's just a slower life down here.
The drive is so long from where I was working and when you were working. We put on a lot of podcasts, to be honest, and that really sparked.
Yeah, we had like an hour.
We did a lot of reading or listening to Audible books, and that just really sparked the conversation of, okay, wow, there's a lot out there. To have that time to really, a good 3 hours a day.
That's right.
We were commuting, so 3 hours a day. It's 15 hours a week of study that you're doing.
So and then bang, oh, who's this Biz video? Who are these guys?
Yeah, that's where, another good podcast.
Yeah.
And then we were sitting out here, I think, on the deck one night, and Adrian's like, the only way we're going to grow is if you come on board.
Yeah, get other people who know what they're doing. Like, we've sort of gone as far as what we could with what we're doing.
No, I was saying if I come on board.
Oh, you come on board. I thought you were talking about Biz video.
Well, them as well.
It's a good who, yeah.
But yeah, and then that's when we were able to, work together more on the business rather than me being distracted with other work, and so that was really good, because then the talk started happening about what we were listening to and what we were learning, and we're like, oh, we can do this, we can put this in place, and it takes the pressure off, I think, you not having to.
And then it makes me out on site more,
which is what you love.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a bloke's bloke, so I'd much rather out digging holes than sitting in the office, you know, doing whatever.
He'll sit in the office on his chair and he'll be on his phone. I can see he's doing work stuff. It's like, do you need me anymore? And then I go, no, you're fine. And then I'll hear the lawnmower start up. I'm like, oh, he's gone. He's out of here.
Put the earphones in and
You're in
just
your own world.
cut the lawn for about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, because we're so busy at the moment and we're taking on more work, you need that downtime. You need that time to
100%.
to decompress from the day. I mean, you've got so much going through your head, I imagine.
Yeah.
Your things, and then
you need to switch off. You need to give your brain that time to
and
rest as well.
And hang out with the chooks out the back.
100%.
his ladies.
Yeah, his ladies.
That's where I'll sometimes find him.
That's awesome. And so, Maree, when you came on board, like, what was the sort of goal between you, like, how you guys are going to run the business? Where would you come in? And what Adrian would then obviously focus more on the things that he's good at.
Yeah, I think we were able to double because it's, you know, 50% each instead of 100% on Adrian. So doing that really doubled our capacity to take on work.
I feel Maree's a lot more switched on when it comes to sort of, you know, the running, contract managements, the sort of in-house sort of stuff, whereas I think I'm more hands-on, out on sort of site sort of work. But
That's where the most value can be created for the clients and for the business ultimately then,
And Adrian's the face, so he's the person that, and he's so relatable. Like the clients really, I think they love seeing him on site and having him there and talking to the builder. And he's completely all over all the jobs at the moment. And then he doesn't have to worry about checking his emails or I'll just let him know when there's something he needs to worry about.
It's a good sort of partnership. It just means my stress levels, you know, halved since she's come on board, which is good.
And we can talk about it more, so I can sit there and he can talk to me about what's going on, and hopefully that takes it off your mind rather than me having focus on my old job, which is intense as well. So I think that's been really good, and we'll continue to continue to grow, but not too big. Like we're happy at the moment where we are, and we're really enjoying it. So I think that's where you want to be. We don't want to. We love our life.
Work hard, smart, not hard. Like just get the good clients that, you know, the nice clients who sort of trust us and
the great jobs that you love.
And the good jobs, you know, the great jobs. And
we've got clients coming over for lunch tomorrow. So Adrian's smoking them up. He loves to smoke meat, so he's smoking them up a meat smoking meal so they
brisket,
can come down.
pork ribs and chicken and a few other things. So,
they're not vegetarians. That's good. But they're coming over for lunch, and to have that opportunity to spend with these sort of clients, it's great.
Special.
And not everyone wants to do that, and that's fine. But to spend it with some people who want to, that's great as well. So that'll be really fun. They've been waiting a long time for their build, so we can't wait to have a champagne with them and celebrate.
We signed the contracts with that job last September, I think it was, almost 10 months ago, and had a few issues. So it's finally got the building permit on Monday. So we just started 3 days ago, and they're like, okay, we're going to come out and share a glass of wine with you. So we thought, come down.
But to go through that journey with them as well, and to help them and to just be there, I mean, they were just thankful that we stuck by them, and that's what we're about. We met with a few clients and did a bit of research, you know, just talking to friends and family as well and past clients. And one of the things that they really struggled with was the interior design, making those choices. So that was really hard for them, and they just wanted to have someone, it sounded like, to be there to say, do this. And I must admit, like when I started it, I was like, oh, I'm not really good at this. I don't really know what cushion goes with what, or where to place this cup or vase. But it's actually really good when it's teaching you the technical side of things, which is awesome. So once that's done, which will be, I'm halfway through now and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Even sketched up our plans for our house, not professionally, but someone will need to. Someone will need to check those measurements.
I guess we get a lot of people who want sort of design and construct. So we've got a few architects and designers that we work with,
and they're great.
And we've been sort of ongoing work with those guys, and then also an interior designing. We thought, well, Maree's, you know, you're putting your hand up for it.
And I love it. I think that'll be just a real benefit to
100%
to have with clients, to say, you know, this is going to work. Just put it with this, and it teaches you colour. It teaches you.
If we all sort of get in earlier, you know, at the design phase, and then won't have any hiccups sort of later down the track.
And it's just that reassurance to say you're doing the right thing, or try this. This will work.
That's all they need sometimes. 100% right.
Just that little bit of help and assurance, and to trust
Yeah.
that we know what we're talking about.
I think that's going to be such a value add, because I think what you guys are already doing for clients is amazing. And now, but there is that sometimes that concern of like little choices and things
Yeah,
like
those,
that.
and when you're doing a walkthrough with people and
Yeah.
talking about tiles and
Yes.
just the way the tiles go,
Yes.
vertical, horizontally. Where should the shower grate, or what sort of shower grate should I have?
Or even just,
What colour grout should I
swapping the
have?
bathroom around slightly, which will just, totally change the look of it and the feel of it. And
Yeah.
it could, rather do that at the design phase where Maree comes in compared to sort of down the track.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
And
awesome.
making contact with all the suppliers as well. I've already made contact with a few, but having that now, it's just going to expand what we can offer.
100%. No, that's awesome. And so I'm going to jump to the personal development side again. So you went on this personal development, and then obviously realised that, okay, Maree, you guys were having, I think you were sitting out here, you were
Yes.
saying, Adrian. And
we
then
were
that
having wine.
realisation of like, oh, cool, Maree's got to come on board. Like, this has got to be us both together into this. And then obviously you're going on this personal development growth. What then kind of stirred you guys to push even further, even like getting your business out there, connecting with the right clients, just putting yourself out there more in the market?
Well, we saw your video.
I think it's got a lot to do with listening to podcasts. I guess.
Podcast for sure.
Just the more you sort of listen to different people, the more you sort of learn, and the more you sort of get
I felt
keen.
as well that we had a lot in place already. We'd definitely put a lot of processes and systems in place, and we already had that. But the marketing side of things was probably where we needed to invest.
Yeah, yep.
Absolutely. And to have that confidence to invest in yourself, that was probably one of the biggest steps we'd made. I know that we did the story development session, and we went away for the weekend, and we were driving in the car, and we had all the questions that we needed to go through. And to go through all those questions and think about yourself in 5 years' time, it was just so exciting.
Yeah,
Things that we hadn't
we've
even
never sort of
thought
done
of.
that before. Like we just day to day or week to week. You'd never sort of project 5 years' time. I never ever thought of that. It's always in the now, and then like, well, okay, it kind of gets your mind ticking over. In 5 years' time, we could be here. We've got to try and do the stuff now.
And we could do that in 3 or 2. It's just so motivating to be able to sit back and really have the time to do that. I mean, we're so excited about the future.
That's it. And so why was that important for you guys to kind of sit down and take that time out, do some vision planning, and then going on that journey?
I think just being able to share in it together and set those goals. I reflected on it the other day, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we've achieved over 70% of what we set out to achieve. And some of the big ones at the end, it was great to look back on them and go, I mean, one of the things we would love to do is to go to, some of the countries that are a little bit more underprivileged than us and, teach building or do building. And we never really thought that would be an opportunity to do that. We never discussed that. But to have that goal, or to have those really big goals that we want to achieve, it's just really exciting, and it drives us. We have to sometimes, okay, so yesterday it was one of those days. Everyone has them. You can have all the systems and processes in place, but you can get to one of those days and nothing's going to save you. It's just
the radiator overheated, so it was stuck on
we had to be at this meeting.
centre lane of a 5-lane highway with the trailer on the back, and the temperature gauge is steam coming out the bonnet, and I'm like, I need to try and get off this highway and creep to the petrol station to try and work out what was happening. And
I'm like, right, we'll do this. And anyway, we're good in a crisis. But that's just one day. These things happen all the time. Systems and processes don't save us in those situations. So we can have all the systems and processes in place.
Kind of need to be headstrong to sort of get through those sort of things. And I think since Maree's been on board, I'm feeling a lot more confident to sort of do those sort of things.
But we got to last night, and we sat there, and I was like, oh my goodness, we did it again. It's our wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Like we forgot.
6 o'clock.
No
okay.
way.
No, it was 8 o'clock at night. Like, it's our wedding anniversary.
No way. How many years?
14 years. But you set all these goals, and you're so motivated on the business, and you're so in the moment.
A week ago, I'm like, it must be a wedding anniversary coming up. The only reason I know is because I've got a stubby holder made, and it's in the cabinet. So I was hunting around 2 days ago, and I couldn't find it. said, "Oh, Maree, it's our wedding anniversary. This was 2 days ago." And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. What's the date? It's like, no, it's the next day. It's like, just get so wound up in everything.
You get so wound up in the business, and we sit there talking about it. We have to stop ourselves sometimes because we get so excited and motivated, and we're looking to the future, and then we're like, okay, it is our wedding anniversary. Oh, whoops.
I got a text off Dad last night at about 9:30 saying, "Oh, happy wedding anniversary." I'm like, shit, okay. Yeah,
Forgot that again. So it's exciting.
That's awesome. You guys went away, did the vision, got clear on that. But what was the first thing that kind of made you guys take the approach? Or to get someone that could assist you on this, because you had so much drive and dream or whatever inside of you.
I think I just believe in Adrian so much that he's the best, and I'm not just being because of his wife, but he's the best builder going around. And to get that out there, how do you get it out there? How do you get that message out there in the best way that you can? And I think Adrian and I both had to agree on it, and he just kept saying to me, we're signing with Biz Video. We're going to sign up with Biz Video. And I said, no, we need to wait, and we need to really think about it.
We did a lot of homework, obviously done a lot of
of course.
Googling and listened to a lot of people.
But we weren't going to grow unless we took that next step in investing in our business. So we had to take that step, and that's what made us take the step. If we want to, this is the time now to really grow. Yeah. While we feel it's perfect timing, and we had to do something, and we really resonated with the story and the storytelling, and I think the way that you did Adrian's story was about the business. It was awesome. Really just really nailed it.
That's awesome, man. And so obviously now, because you guys were listening to so much podcasts and personal development, but now getting your story out there, like you're starting to play an influence on people.
I don't know about that. Like, I feel like we're just boring people hanging with our chooks. Yeah. We're writing a cookbook together at the moment because we're trying to. We need to stop talking about the business, so we're trying to find other interests that we can do.
It's a meat smoking book, so I smoke a lot of meat, so it's interesting.
He's learning guitar, and I'm trying to learn a language, and then
maybe it's a midlife crisis.
I don't know. We're just trying to. You've got to have those down times, otherwise you just end up not being happy.
Work, and
it's like, why are you doing it?
Yeah. Exactly, we're doing it, and that's why we started the business. We started the business for freedom.
Yeah, and we've got things in place before signing contracts that no after-hour phone calls or emails, so I kind of turn all my not my phone off, but all the notifications off at certain times, so it's more family time and me and Maree time and whatever else. At 5 or 6 o'clock, you don't look at anything, which is great because then you sort of focus. The next day you're up and at it. And,
you don't want to lose that enjoyment and that drive.
Yeah.
Because, then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I really enjoy life.
You had this dream, you wanted to grow, or you wanted to get Adrian out. Like, you believe he's the best builder, and that's so awesome to see that. By the way, like the fact that the belief is there is fantastic. And so what was the most important thing for you guys in finding someone that could assist you? It's finding the right who's, obviously.
Absolutely. As builders and as a company, you get so many people selling to you. I mean, we get 5 phone calls a day, we get 20 emails a day. It's
overwhelming, the amount of stuff that's out there.
And I know that people have to, that's what has to happen. I mean, there's that many coaches out there, and we've definitely learned a lot from everyone, but it's just constant selling. And then
I listen to Level Up, Dwayne Pierce. He's resonates so much with me. It's unbelievable.
He's in the industry.
Yeah, I listened to his podcast today, but it was just basically about his life. Went for about an hour and a half, and I listened to half it this morning and then the rest of the afternoon. But it's just he's a builder, and he's just so down to earth, and he's just right on my level.
He doesn't sell. You know what I mean?
And that's he just sort of tells stories and gets builders in and all the rest of it. So
I felt like you guys, instead of selling to us, you're selling for us. Yeah. So you're on the same wavelength as us. So you're not. Yeah, I just feel like it's a team effort rather than and you've got a big team, so it's like, wow, we can have all these people part of our team. This is great.
That's awesome. But so obviously, when you guys received the story and the story started going out, like, what did that mean for you guys? Like, how did that make you feel?
Weird. Seeing myself on a looking on Facebook, and, oh, there's my head. Like, oh, Jesus, okay. That was very weird, but kind of took me a little while to get over that. But yeah, it was good. Like, people ringing me out of the blue saying, guys I haven't spoken to in years, saying, "Oh, I just saw your mug on the Facebook the other day." It's like, oh, okay,
What about that job you went to and that one of the clients was talking about? Because we really utilise the video to its utmost. We're getting the most out of that video, trust me. It'll be on Channel 7 soon. That client that you went and saw.
Yeah, I got a job in the city, and I think they said they had 3 builders, and they said as soon as they saw that video, they're like, this is the guy. It's through an architect I know, and the architect gave the client 3 different builders, and I was the 3rd choice. And then I think the architect might have sent him the link to the video, his video, and he's like, yeah. As soon as we were on at a site meeting, and I had all my contractors there through the ECI process, and he sort of halfway through he goes, the only reason I signed with you, I didn't meet you before, but because of that video. It was like, oh shit, Up until then I was like, oh, hopefully it's working. And then he's like, yep, this is, because I saw that video and saw I think it was just because it's just me, I suppose. It's more just sort of telling the story, and it's more, it felt very honest and sort of real, like, I felt weird doing it at the time, and I thought I looked like a bit of a peanut, but I think it worked out really well. And
that day that we did the filming as well, I mean, you were so nervous, and then because I didn't come and meet you until later on, but when I saw you, he was just like, had a coffee, and he was like, oh, this is great. I was, oh my God, who is this person? He was so, very nervous at the start, and then to see how that day had progressed and to see him.
I think it was to do with the clients as well the previous clients that we interviewed. They were, I was a hell of a lot more nervous than them, and they said, it's comfortable talking about whatever. So
and we cheersed that champagne. We must have done it a fair few times. I'm like, whoa, whoa. And that eased us into it as well, didn't it? And that day, I mean, it was 45. It was 40 degrees.
Yeah.
It was
stinking hot.
It was so hot, and everyone just really stood up, and just see you just with my coffee and just walking around, and you really
getting into it.
Yeah, so that was really good.
A bit of a side question here. In a market like what we are in right now, what do you find, the fact that you guys are doing the work, you're getting yourself out there in front of people, online and everything, like what does that mean to you? The fact that you've got to do all that, and you're able to connect and plant seeds and nurture people and so on.
I think it just takes the weight off a bit, knowing that, a lot, that everything's happening and we don't have to worry about it. It's all happening in the background. Yep. And when you get, leads come in so many different ways, but you'll see them come in and you're just like, okay, it's here now, and that's where we take over. But up until that point, we know that we can have people in the background organising that for us, and getting that happening, and then we take over. So it's
all the hard work sort of done before we actually see the jobs, I suppose.
It's reassuring. It helps us out a lot.
If we're talking like the future for you guys, like what are you guys excited about? Like you've grown, like it seems like you've grown so much just in like, coming together as a team, and then, personal development and everything, coming and working alongside with working together, all that kind of stuff.
I think we're just, I'm just excited to just do, good work for good clients again. Like, we've had really good clients the last, 12 months, 2 years, and I'm hoping just to sort of build that rapport with the clients, and then, just sort of go from there, I guess.
And we'll renovate this house, and hopefully we'd love to get into our own developments as well, because I think that's really exciting. Like, I love transforming a house, and when it's our own, it's even more exciting.
Yeah, doing their own design and just starting from scratch.
So just to have a combination of both of those would be awesome. That's in the 5-year plan, so hopefully that happens in 3.
Well, you've done 70%, so
that's the
awesome.
30%.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. I mean, more travel, definitely seeing the boys grow up, and we can't wait. They're on site sometimes with us, and they just have such a good time. And
Even just learning more too, like up until before we sort of signed up with you guys, I didn't even know what a podcast was, and I thought, or probably a little bit before then. Then Marie's like, "I'll listen to this on the way to work," because I'll just listen to music, banging music, whatever, and then drive to Melbourne, and then it's like, "Oh, why don't you listen to this?" And I was like, "Okay, podcast, okay." And then, but the amount of stuff that you sort of take in, you learn so much. Like, well, the amount of stuff that I've learned in the last 12 months, 2 years, like it's going to be, it's kind of exciting knowing that it's 2 years' time I could be doubling that.
Yeah,
and sort of growing
absolutely.
from there. It's
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Like, how does that make you?
It's
Sorry,
crazy. Like, just the stuff that I didn't even think about, 2 years ago. Now it's like, well, bang, I'm looking forward to sitting in the car and driving an hour. 12 months ago I was like monotonous, stuck in traffic. Now I'm like, no, just cruise along. Had the earbuds in, listen to
more traffic,
someone
more
talking.
traffic.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
like,
listen
okay,
more.
put the brakes on to slow down. And, ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
He's actually texting me podcasts now. Listen to this one, listen to this one. And before it was me texting you, and I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
it is. It's exciting.
Yeah, what's your favourite podcast?
Oh, Builders and Marketing.
Of course.
Maree, that's the correct answer. You win. There would be builders out there that's maybe like not getting the jobs that they want, or they may be going through a rougher patch type of situation. What would you guys say to a builder like that? From your experience now, you've learnt a lot over this time.
Well, I get most of our work's actually from, like, we're signing a job next week from 2 years ago. It's just, it's a quiet market at the moment. Like,
We've been through so many different highs and lows in the market, and experiencing that with the builder that you worked with as well. I mean, the GFC happened, and there is always going to be highs and lows, and you have to find a way to grow in those highs and lows, even if it's not building. It has to be somehow, like whether you work on your business or whether you work on your mindset.
It's a downtime.
You can't get down. You've just got to try and find the silver lining somehow. I know that when we hit rock bottom on that first job, I mean, we could have given it up. We could have let it. We could have just given up, but we took on a smaller job, and we went back to basics and tried to, build ourselves up again. And it will change. Time will change, and
the same thing again. Go back to listen to some podcasts. If you the amount of stuff you can learn that's out there these days is crazy, and you don't have to pay for any of it. It's just click on something.
I know,
and
how good
bang,
is that? But the best podcasts I love are the ones where you're talking to other builders and you're listening to other builders. So if you can do that, or you can get into some sort of group where there is other builders to talk to, that really helps, I think. We're down here, they're throwing a business expo, so they've got free events and things like that. So just going to free events like that.
Yeah, and chatting to other builders, it's surprising. Everyone thinks that the builders are killing it, but 90% of builders are probably in the same boat as everyone else. Everyone's struggling. Yeah. Everyone's, we're all sort of working hard to try and get there. So.
And I always go back to this quote that I just love, and it's if you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. So you can give it up and you can go and work for another builder or go and work for another company. But at the end of the day, this is where we learn. This is where we grow. It's hard. It's hard out there for sure. At the moment, it's tough, but you just have to find a way to find that silver lining and look for the positives, because otherwise you'll just get down, and that that happens with clients who test you as well. You get bogged down. And, I mean, it's heartbreaking sometimes, and that's you have to really.
But then you got to also think of the long-term goal as well. That the day-to-day stuff you can, it could get you down. But you got to think, where do you want to be? Like you said before, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? You got to get that in your head. That the day-to-day bullshit, you can get over that. But if you can think long term rather than short term, it's a good way of thinking, I think.
And if those leads do come through, what I'm finding at the moment, different to other times where the leads were coming through, and you might get 20, 30 leads, they weren't quality. The leads that are coming through now are people who, I want to build. Yeah. So you may only get one or two, but hustle for those leads, and really really invest the time in them. And, you know, if you feel like that's a good lead, go for it, because the ones that are coming through, they're not as many price checkers we're finding. It's, you know what, we've got plans, we're ready to go. Let's get this happening.
And why do you think that? Why do you think?
I think because at the moment with interest rates and with the market, people who are building, they're going to build. They're not waiting for this time or that time. I mean, it's, you know, a time where they might be a bit nervous. So if they're building, they're building. And you just got to reassure them.
That's right.
And it's a great time to build at the moment because suppliers are great. We're finding suppliers are great. Suppliers are actually dropping their prices at the moment. So that's been really good. Having all these positives to sell to clients is, you know, a good thing. Try and work on that, and yeah.
But I like how your approach, like you guys are actively, like even just working with us, you're actively like using your story to get it in front of people. Yeah. You know, that kind of thing. So you're being very proactive in all areas.
Yeah. You've got to be proactive to get yourself out there.
And I walk the streets because I love walking. I'll print up flyers and I walk the streets. We got a call the other week. We were doing a job for a client. And I walked those streets, and then this client rang up, and yeah, like that's turned into a possible job, and that's just from pounding the pavement. Sometimes, yeah, it's hard, and I do have a QR code on there. Watch our video, so it's easy for them to just jump onto our story, and then easily for them to request a consult, which they did. Which I was, whoa, okay, it's exciting for those things to happen.
Yeah, good on you for doing that, Maree. That is exceptional.
Yeah,
and I think that's the thing. Like I think COVID. There was a lot of money flying around, interest rates were low, and people were just like, yeah. So there's a lot of leads and things happening, but I think I'm realizing is like, yeah, you've just got to put the work in a lot of different areas.
And it only takes one. Well, maybe more than one, but you know, one every now and then. So
and you do a good job,
anyway.
and then they'll tell their friends, and then you know the architect.
Well, we're finding a lot of repeat jobs at the moment, so. We've done 2 jobs for one client. We're on to a 3rd with them. 1 job and then another job for another client who's just waiting for permits to come through. So nurturing those relationships is really important as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I've just printed up some letters that we'll stamp and send out. I'm going to go bigger just because, you know, things are a little bit quiet rather than pounding the pavement. What does, you know, 50 stamps cost? $50. So. Send them out and people get a stamped letter explaining who we are with our QR code and easy request consult.
Yeah, just to
and we introduce ourselves.
Introduce ourselves.
We're going to be here for the next 12 months. Reach out to us.
Yeah, if there's any dramas, here's my number or whatever. And
we get a lot of work that way.
Yeah, because they usually come up and have a sticky beak, and then I just introduce myself.
And see, that's where Adrian takes over. I did the letters and and then Adrian takes over and everyone loves him.
Yeah. And then they just start chatting to him and they get warmed up to him.
Here's $1 million.
We started a job 3 days ago on Monday, and this same old woman's been walking past with a little whippet, same as Dasha, and she's from Sydney. She's like, oh, I've spoken to you 3 times now. I said, yeah. I said, what's happening? She goes, oh, can I get a business card? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm just out there, doing whatever. And
I know, even having business cards, it's...
Well, that's all Maree. That's all Maree's.
I think it's the education background. Yeah. It's like, I'm a teacher, right? This is what's going to happen. Let's teach.
That's cool.
We never thought we would be in a position to be able to actually take on that leap of faith into a marketing company. I mean, we're just a small family business, but to invest and to take that leap of faith, we didn't think we could do it. But that conversation really.
And at the time, should we do it? I don't know anything about marketing. Maree didn't either.
No, you did want to do it. You were the one pushing me to do it.
I was keen. I was like, okay, we're sort of stuck in same job, same stuff, day in, day out. And we wanted to sort of grow a little bit, and I thought, yeah, bugger it, let's sort of take the next step, and so glad we did. Like, it's just lives have changed so much since signing up, and like I said,
it's not
I
just.
didn't know anything about podcasts. I didn't know anything
about
it. Yeah, it's like, well, now it's like shit. I get up every day and I'm motivated to listen to stuff, to go to work, and to sort of grow from there. So
wow. It's inspiring talking to you guys, and just hearing the growth you guys have had and how far you've come and where you're going. I'm excited for you guys. I can see it in you.
That meeting as well. I mean, the second meeting we were I'm like, I'm excited to share what we've done with JP. I can't wait to tell him about it. I can't wait to like catch up and talk about what we've done. And you know, even if we didn't sign, I still felt like he cared.
Yeah, that was what sort of signed me up. It was like,
he cares.
Yeah, like
And
the Zoom meetings and that, you're actually looking in their eyes and
you're ready to go, and you remembered us and who we were and what we were about, and that means a lot. It's not just another
someone selling
something. Yeah.
Last question I'm going to put out, and I've kind of asked before, but like, what excites you guys about the future?
It just excites me to my sort of mind's opened up so much in the last 12 months or whatever. Just like that excites me. You know, I'm so motivated just to keep sort of learning stuff and expanding and.
I think as well the jobs you're doing now, it's just amazing to see the jobs that are happening now, and you're doing them in your stride. Like the team we've got around us at the moment is just awesome, and to see them grow, like continue hopefully with us, and to grow that team and to grow that community. Can't wait for the Christmas party this year and to have everyone there and celebrate. You guys can come if you want. But it's exciting. It's such a good vibe. I love the vibe on site. I love going to work and chopping bricks. That's my job. I'm the labourer. But it's such a great environment, and to see you know, managing all these different sites and different people.
I feel a lot more relaxed going to work. You know, I'm a lot more confident. The stuff that I've learnt the last 12 months through you guys and through whatever else. And it's like, well, you know, 2 years ago I was highly stressed, you know, stressing about everything, and now it's like, well, okay, I can manage it a lot better now since I've learned a lot more, and it's like, well, okay, this is only 12 months worth of 2 years worth of learning stuff. I'm super pumped for the next 2 or 3 years. You know, what can happen then?
We'd love to get some work down here. It's quite a tight market down here.
Yeah.
But you know, you're the best. So hopefully we just need that one, and that goes back to the market at the moment. You just need one, and your life can change. So don't lose hope, because it just takes that one job, and it could come tomorrow, it could come in a month. We're still trying down here. It's been, you know, a couple of years, but we
haven't really advertised that much, and
I've got to pound the pavement.
We're looking at probably, you know, hooking up with a few architects and sort of see what happens.
Epic. That's exciting, guys. Thank you so much for sitting out here in your beautiful backyard.
I should have lit the fire.
Yeah, I know. You guys just moved the fire.
We should have actually let the chooks out roam around while we're filming.
No, I appreciate it, guys. It's epic to catch up.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you so much.